3 a.m. and the city's glowing silver. Streetlights dancing on the hood of your old car. I still remember every word you whispered, like little constellations hanging in the dark. The radio was singing something reckless, your fingers tapping rhythms on the wheel. I never thought a simple conversation could become a memory this real. You laughed when I got nervous, said my eyes gave everything away, and suddenly the world around us faded, like it wanted us to stay. The summer air was soft against the window. The traffic lights were changing red to green, and all the things I never knew I wanted were standing right in front of me. Every second stretched forever. Every heartbeat felt brand new. I didn't know where life was going, but I wanted to go there with you. So call me at midnight when the whole world falls asleep. Tell me every secret that you've promised yourself to keep. Call me at midnight when your thoughts begin to run, when the moonlight paints your shadow and you're missing someone. Call me at midnight, even if there's nothing left to say. I just wanna hear you breathing before the night fades away. Now the seasons keep on turning circles, and different years have come and gone, but somehow every road I take remembers the place where all my doubts were drawn. There's a coffee shop beside the station where we spend entire afternoons, making plans we thought would last forever under lazy winter moons. I still know the way you'd smile before you told another joke, the way you paused between your sentences like poetry nobody wrote. Sometimes I swear I hear your footsteps somewhere hidden in the crowd, and for a moment all the noise around me doesn't seem quite so loud. Maybe time keeps moving forward, maybe people drift apart, but some names become a rhythm that keeps echoing through the heart. So call me at midnight when the memories start to bloom like old photographs developing inside a quiet room. Call me at midnight when the city starts to shine, and the lonely little pieces of your soul are asking mine. Call me at midnight, even if the words come slow. Sometimes silence says the things we never learn to show. I remember every skyline, every train we almost missed, every promise we created with a hopeful kind of wish, every movie that we quoted, every song we sang off key, every dream we drew together about who we'd someday be. Maybe life became much bigger than the plans we used to make. Maybe growing means accepting that some hearts are meant to ache. But if destiny is listening, if the stars still know our names, maybe somewhere in the distance there's a road that stays the same. Maybe you're beneath the moonlight looking at the sky tonight, wondering if wherever you are. The city sleeps, the moon hangs low, a distant voice in old hello. And somewhere deep beyond the night, your name still glows in neon light. Midnight comes and midnight goes. Some hearts keep the things they know. So if you ever think of me, I saw your reflection first in the glass of a downtown train. A flash of light across your face, like sunshine after weeks of rain. Everybody moved around us, lost inside their little worlds. But somehow in the crowded silence, you became my favorite blur. The station doors kept opening, the city kept rushing by. But every time you looked my way, I forgot the reason why. I was heading somewhere ordinary, just another Tuesday night. And you walked into the picture and everything felt right. The skyline shimmered in the distance like it knew what I'd become. A girl collecting little moments, waiting for the perfect one. Every spark became a signal, every glance became a sign, like the universe was quietly rearranging space and time. We got neon hearts burning through the dark tonight, painting colors on the shadows, turning wrong into right. Neon hearts glowing underneath the stars, like the city learned our secrets and wrote them on the boulevard. Neon hearts keeping rhythm with the street, every pulse and every feeling moving underneath our feet. Hearts bright enough to guide us home, even when the night gets lonely, we'll never be alone. You started knowing all my stories before I had the chance to tell the tiny fears I tried to hide, the private places where I fell. And every conversation lingered long after it was through, like echoes dancing through my apartment, keeping me connected to you. We chased the lights across the river, shared headphones on the bridge, watching boats drift through reflections balanced on the city's edge. You told me dreams were meant for chasing, not collecting dust inside. So I started opening doors I'd always been too scared to try. Suddenly the world felt wide, suddenly the air felt new. Funny how a single person can change your entire view. Every night became an adventure, every road became a song. I stopped counting all the reasons things could ever go wrong. We got neon hearts burning through the dark tonight, painting colors on the shadows, turning wrong into right. Neon hearts glowing underneath the stars, like the city learned their secrets and wrote them on the boulevard. Neon hearts keeping rhythm with the street, every pulse and every feeling moving underneath our feet. Neon hearts bright enough to guide us home, even when the night gets lonely, we'll never be alone. Traffic hums beneath the skyline like a soundtrack made for us. Every rooftop holds a memory, every memory holds trust. There's a beauty in the chaos, in the people passing by, in the way your hand still finds mine without even asking why. Some nights feel almost endless, like they never wanna leave, like stars above the buildings have a message to believe. And if someday all these streets change, if the city grows unknown, I know one thing will remain, you're the way you made this place feel home. Not because the lights were brighter, not because the nights were long, but because you stood beside me and somehow I belong. Every neon sign that flickers, every midnight avenue story that keeps leading back to you. We got neon hearts still burning through the dark tonight, still painting colors on the shadows, turning wrong into right. Neon hearts brighter than they've ever been, like the city keeps reminding us where our story began. Neon hearts, every beat a work of art, every dream becoming louder, every hope becoming part. Neon hearts shining through the morning haze, holding on to every second of these unforgettable days. Neon hearts, even when the lights go dim, we'll keep glowing for each other from within. Street lights fade, but we remain, 1,000 sparks inside our veins. The city sleeps, the sky turns blue, but every road still leads to you. Neon hearts, still alive, still glowing through the night. Slow motion kisses, you pulled up beside me underneath the amber lights, midnight spilling over every rooftop in sight. The city moves slowly like it knew our secret names, every passing window reflecting little flames. Your jacket smelled like rain from a summer evening storm, and somehow every cold night suddenly felt warm. I tried to keep my distance, tried to play it cool, but every smile you gave me broke another rule. The traffic lights were changing, but we never seemed to move, caught somewhere between a heartbeat and a different kind of truth. You brushed your hand against mine and the world became a blur, like every song I'd ever loved was finally being heard. I remember thinking maybe this is what they mean when people say a single moment changes everything. The air felt electric, the stars hung low, and every little feeling started to show. No need for promises, no need for plans, just your eyes finding mine again and again. Slow motion kisses, like the night forgot to end, like the moon decided quietly to become our closest friend. Motion kisses, every second moving slow, turning ordinary moments into something golden glow. Motion kisses, like a scene from a dream, soft enough to feel impossible, real enough to believe. Motion kisses, holding time between our hands, like forever wasn't distant, like forever had a chance. The river carried reflections of the city lights below, silver waves and whispered wishes drifting with the flow. We wandered through the avenues with nowhere else to be, just collecting tiny memories that only we could see. A rooftop bar at 2 a.m., a half-finished conversation, a joke that left us laughing through an entire train station. You knew my favorite records, you knew my favorite fears, you learned the hidden versions of me I'd hidden for years. And every night beside you felt larger than before, like every locked and guarded room had opened every door. I stopped searching for tomorrow, I stopped running from today, because somehow every road ahead began with you that way. The skyline shimmered, the stars aligned, every quiet feeling spoke inside my mind. No need for answers, no need to know, we were exactly where we were supposed to go. Like the night forgot to end, like the moon decided quietly to become our closest friend. Motion kisses, every second moving slow, turning ordinary moments into something golden glow. Motion kisses, like a scene from a dream, soft enough to feel impossible, real enough to believe. Motion kisses, holding time between our hands, like forever wasn't distant, like forever had a chance. Maybe love begins in silence, in the spaces between words, and the way two separate stories find a place to be heard. Maybe love is not a lightning strike, not a sudden flash above. Maybe love is built from thousands, tiny acts of patient trust, like waiting for the other person to finish every thought, like remembering little details everyone else forgot, like dancing in an empty kitchen at 3 o'clock at night, like knowing someone's presence can make the darkness light. I don't know what waits tomorrow, I don't know where we'll be, but tonight feels like a chapter written perfectly for me. And if years from now I lose myself inside life's changing tide, I hope I still remember how it felt with you beside me. Because some nights become forever, even after they are gone. They continue living quietly inside every future dawn. Slow motion kisses floating through the midnight air, like every dream I'd ever carried finally arrived somewhere. Slow motion kisses, like the stars were leaning near, trying not to miss a single word we whispered here. Slow motion kisses, every heartbeat synchronized, every fear dissolving softly in the glow behind your eyes. Slow motion kisses, holding on a little longer, making every fragile feeling steadier and stronger. Slow motion kisses, like the world is standing still for one beautiful moment, nothing mattered but the slow motion kisses. Slow enough to last forever, sweet enough to make me wonder if we'll stay this way together. The city hums, the river flows, the night keeps moving, nobody knows how one small touch can change a life, how one sweet moment can survive the years ahead, the roads unknown, because some kisses become a home. Slow motion kisses fade into the night. There's a silence in your eyes tonight, different from the one I used to know. Not cold enough to call it distance, not warm enough to let it go. We're sitting in the backseat shadows, watching city lights dissolve in rain. The streets are painting liquid colors across the glass again and again. You reach for my hand so naturally, like nothing's changed at all between us. But somewhere underneath the surface, a current moves beneath our trust. I can't explain it, can't define it, just feel it drifting through the dark, like hearing a familiar melody played slightly out of its original part. The radio hums softly around us, a voice fading in and out of tune, and suddenly the night feels heavier underneath the silver moon. Something lingers in the silence, something hidden in your smile, like a secret standing patiently, waiting for a little while. Velvet secrets falling gently from your lips, like pieces of a dream I can almost hold but always miss. Velvet secrets floating underneath the stars, wrapped in quiet conversations and invisible walking till the sunrise, without a single wall between our hearts. Now there are moments filled with echoes and unfinished thoughts that drift apart. You still laugh at all the same jokes, still know exactly what I'll say. But sometimes when I look beside me, you seem 1,000 miles away. Maybe love changes its colors the way the evening changes skies. Maybe certainty grows fragile when it's viewed through different eyes. Or maybe I'm just overthinking every pause and every glance, trying to read between the lines of a beautiful coincidence. Still I keep collecting memories, like postcards from another year, because every version of your laughter is something I still want to hear. Every answer creates questions, every comfort creates fear. When someone's become your whole world, you notice every shift appear. Velvet secrets falling gently from your lips like pieces of a dream I can almost hold but always miss. Velvet secrets floating underneath the stars, wrapped in quiet conversations and invisible scars. Velvet secrets, soft enough to feel like truth, strong enough to keep me wondering what's hiding inside you. Velvet secrets, keeping shadows in the light, holding on to things unspoken in the middle of the night. I remember how it started, every spark and every flame, how the city looked different every time you said my name, how the future felt enormous like a canvas we could paint, without worrying if happiness was something fragile or permanent. Now the skyline feels uncertain, like it's balancing between everything we've already lived through and everything we've never seen. Maybe love was never meant to be simple, maybe closeness creates new fears. Maybe every deep connection carries hidden souvenirs of old heartbreaks and no questions, of wounds we rarely show, of quiet places in our souls that only lovers come to know. If that's true, then tell me honestly, don't hide behind the midnight glow. Don't leave me guessing through reflections of things I cannot truly know, because even if the answer hurts me, even if it leaves a scar, I'd rather hold a painful truth than wonder where you are. Velvet secrets falling slowly through the dark, like fragments of a constellation, searching for its missing spark. Velvet secrets, every whisper, every sigh, leaving little trails of meaning across the midnight sky. Velvet secrets, tell me everything you hide, all the doubts and all the questions that you've kept locked inside. Velvet secrets, we could face them hand in hand before they grow into a distance. Neither of us planned. Velvet secrets, even if the truth feels strange, maybe honesty is how we learn to navigate change. Velvet secrets, drifting softly through the night, trying to find a way to keep our fading light. Rain in the window, lights on the street, your hand in mine, a restless heartbeat, no words are spoken, yet so much said, tiny questions inside of my head. Velvet secrets come and go, what they mean I still don't know, but tonight I feel them near, whispering through the atmosphere. The coffee shop is closing early, chairs are stacked against the wall. Outside the rain keeps tracing patterns down the windows as it falls. You're sitting right across from me now, same face I memorized for years. But something Something in the space between us feels unfamiliar when it appears. The city hasn't really changed much. The trains still run beneath the street. The neon signs still paint the sidewalks with colors dancing at our feet. Yet everything feels slightly different, like a favorite song played slow, like a photograph that's fading in a way you barely notice though. You stir your drink without speaking, looking somewhere past my eyes, and suddenly the quiet tells me more than any alibi. I keep searching for the version of us that used to feel so clear, but every answer that I reach for seems to disappear. City lights fade, just like promises sometimes do, leaving little pieces of the evening scattered between me and you. City lights fade, though they fought against the night, trying to keep their colors shining, trying to keep us bright. City lights fade, and I don't know what to say when the thing I'm holding on to is already drifting away. City lights fade, but I still see your face in every corner of this city, in every familiar place. We walk outside into the drizzle, neither one of us in a rush. The streets are filled with strangers laughing, while our conversation turns to dust. You tell me things are getting harder, that life is pulling from both sides, that every day feels like a balance between surviving and staying alive. I know you're trying to be honest, I know you're choosing words with care, but every sentence lands like distance, growing quietly in the air. The bridge where we once watched the river looks exactly like before. Yet standing here beside you now feels different than it ever did before. Maybe nobody is to blame here, maybe nobody did wrong. Oh, maybe some stories lose their rhythm even when the melody is strong. The skyline blurs beyond the water, the rain keeps falling soft and gray, and somewhere underneath the silence I feel us slipping away. City lights fade, just like promises sometimes do, leaving little pieces of the evening scattered between me and you. City lights fade, though they fought against the night, trying to keep their colors shining, trying to keep us bright. City lights fade, and I don't know what to say when the thing I'm holding on to is already drifting away. City lights fade, but I still see your face in every corner of this city, in every familiar place. I remember every rooftop, every midnight drive, every dream we built together, every reason we survived. The nights we thought were endless, the plans we thought were real, the certainty that love alone could teach the world to heal. Maybe that's what hurts the most, not losing what we had, but realizing something beautiful can end without turning back. No betrayal, no disaster, no dramatic goodbye scene, just two people slowly changing into something unforeseen. I wish that I were a villain, someone easy to accuse, because heartbreak feels much harder 'cause love isn't always broken. Sometimes it simply bends into a shape neither person ever expected in the end. I'm standing underneath the skyline, watching distant headlights roam. I realize that missing someone can begin before they're gone. City lights fade and the colors disappear like echoes of a conversation I still wish that I could hear. City lights fade across the river and the sky like 100 tiny reasons, learning how to say goodbye. City lights fade, but the memories remain, living quietly in the corners, sheltered from the rain. City lights fade, yet some part of me still stays, walking through these midnight streets inside our better days. City lights fade, even as the darkness grows, I'll remember how we shine before nobody knows. City lights fade, and I finally understand. Not every love is meant to last, to still be grand. The trains keep running, the rain keeps falling, the city keeps breathing, the night keeps calling, and somewhere between what was and what remains, the lights grow dim like distant flames. City lights fade, fade away. The coffee shop is closing early. Chairs are stacked against the wall. Outside the rain keeps tracing the patterns down the windows as it falls. You're sitting right across from me now, same face I've memorized for years. There's something in the space between us, feels. Your number's still inside my phone, though neither of us calls these days. A quiet goes between the messages and all the things we couldn't say. The city hums outside my window, cars passing through the neon rain, and every light across the skyline feels connected to your name. I keep pretending that I'm busy, filling hours with different plans, but every crowded room reminds me of the way you held my hand. Funny how 1,000 strangers can't replace one familiar face. How silence grows much louder when it settles in a certain place. The radio is playing softly, a song we used to know by heart, and suddenly the night becomes a museum of broken parts. We're still living under the same moon, breathing underneath the same sky, yet somehow all the distance found us without ever asking why. I'm missing your frequency, searching through the static noise, trying to find a signal of your laughter and your voice. Missing your frequency, like a station lost at sea, close enough to almost hear it, far enough to never reach. Missing your frequency, every channel, every night, turning every dial in my heart, looking for your light. Missing your frequency, though I know it's gone away, some habits keep on echoing long after they should fade. I passed the bridge beside the river where we watched the skyline glow. The water keeps reflecting memories of a life from long ago. The coffee shop is still there waiting, the corner table by the glass, but every familiar detail only makes the absence last. I wonder if you think about me when your apartment turns quiet too, when midnight slips into the room and leaves places I can't see, toward a version of your future that no longer includes me. Maybe healing isn't forgetting, maybe moving on is strange. Maybe love survives in memories even after people change. I'm missing your frequency, searching through the static noise, trying to find a signal of your laughter and your voice. Missing your frequency, like a station lost at sea, close enough to almost hear it, far enough to never reach. Missing your frequency, every channel, every night, turning every dial in my heart, looking for your light. Missing your frequency, though I know it's gone away, some habits keep on echoing long after they should fade. I used to know your rhythms like I knew my favorite song, every pause and every silence, every place where you belong. I knew how your voice sounded when you were tired after work, how you laugh a little softer when something secretly hurt. I knew all your little habits, the details nobody saw, the stories behind your confidence, the reasons for every flaw. And now those memories drift around me like satellites in space, still orbiting a version of a life I can't replace. Maybe that's the hardest part, not the ending itself, but learning where to place the love that remains on the shelf. Because it doesn't disappear, it doesn't simply die, it changes shape and settles in forgotten parts of time. Sometimes inside old photographs, sometimes inside a tomb, sometimes inside a lonely walk beneath an empty moon, and sometimes in the middle of the night, without a warning sign, it arrives like distant radio waves, crossing through the mind. I'm missing your frequency, more than words could ever show, like hearing fragments of a melody from somewhere long ago. Missing your frequency, still searching through the dark for traces of the connection that once lit up my heart. Missing your frequency, though I know I should move on, some signals stay inside us even after they are gone. Missing your frequency, like a dream I can't erase, like a light beyond the skyline, just outside my reach. Missing your frequency, but tonight I finally see, missing you doesn't mean you still belong to me. Missing your frequency, and maybe that's okay, because loving someone once never fully fades away. The city sleeps, the radio hums, the rain keeps falling, the morning comes, and somewhere far beyond what used to be, a signal fades inside of me. Missing your frequency, slowly disappearing into the night. The station's almost empty now, the last few footsteps fade away. A tired voice above the platform announces the end of the day. The city that once felt endless looks softer in the midnight haze, like even all these crowded streets are pausing to remember days. I stand beneath the same old sign where we once waited in the cold, laughing about impossible plans and futures we were sure we'd hold. The trains kept coming and going, like seasons passing overhead, carrying strangers toward tomorrow, while we stayed suspended instead. Back then forever felt simple, back then forever felt near. Now all that's left are reflections of a life that once lived here. Some stories end with fireworks, some stories slowly disappear, but every chapter leaves an echo long after it's no longer here. After the last train leaves and the city falls asleep, I still hear your name in the silence that it keeps. After the last train leaves and the station lights grow dim, I carry pieces of our story like an unfinished hymn. After the last train leaves and the night becomes the dawn, I finally understand some beautiful things move on. After the last train leaves, I don't chase what used to be. I just thank the road for bringing you to me. The river still reflects the skyline, just like it did back then. The water doesn't hold the past, yet somehow remembers when I walked the bridge without you now, and noticed things I never saw. The way the moon bends through the clouds, the beauty hidden in its flaws. Maybe heartbreak changed my vision, maybe healing changed it too, because tonight the city feels alive in a way I never knew. Not every ending is a failure, not every goodbye is defeat. Sometimes love arrives to teach us, then quietly retreats. And though I once feared being lonely, I understand a little more. Some people aren't forever destinations, they're doors that open other doors. The stars above don't ask for answers, the wind doesn't explain why, yet both continue moving forward across the endless sky. After the last train leaves and the city falls asleep, I still hear your name in the silence that it keeps. After the last train leaves and the station lights grow dim, I carry pieces of our story like an unfinished hymn. After the last train leaves and the night becomes the dawn, I finally understand some beautiful things move on. After the last train leaves, I don't chase what used to be. I just thank the road for bringing you to me. There was a time I thought acceptance meant forgetting every part, packing all the memories away and locking up the heart. But healing isn't erasing, it's learning how to hold the beauty and the sadness without needing either control. You were the voice inside my midnight, the color in my gray, the reason ordinary evenings felt extraordinary every day. And even though we're different now, even though we're far apart, the version of me that met you still exists inside my heart. Not trapped in old nostalgia, not waiting for your return, just grateful for the lessons only certain loves can learn. Because every shared adventure, every rooftop and every street, every dream and every heartbreak helped make me complete. And standing here beside this platform, watching darkness sound of music rising softly in the air. After the last train leaves and the morning starts to shine, I stop measuring my future against the former timeline. After the last train leaves, I release what I can't keep, letting all the heavy memories finally fall asleep. After the last train leaves, I remember who I am, not the girl who lost a lover, but the girl who learned she can. After the last train leaves, I smile into the dawn, knowing every ending carries the beginning of a song. After the last train leaves, the city wakes again, and somewhere deep inside me a new story begins. The platform clears, the lights grow pale, the night retreats without a trail. The sky turns gold, the darkness parts, a brand new day, a healing heart. The train is gone, the tracks remain, the sun arrives beyond the rain, and with the morning finally in view, I whisper one last thank you to you. Fade out, fade out. The station's almost empty now, the last few footsteps fade away. A tired voice above the platform announces the end